Okay, I wanted to share with you another thought. What we want is for both partners to want to be intimate. And by what I mean by want is not necessarily that you have spontaneous sexual drive. So you don't have to be feeling aroused or have desire. But what do I mean by want? It could be motivation. It could be it's pleasant and it's something I enjoy. And so I'm motivated to be intimate. It could be desire. It could be interest in connection. It could be interest in affection. It could be interest in being with one another. It doesn't have to be wanting. It doesn't have to be specifically that somebody is feeling desire. Okay, so what is the ideal situation is that both parties want to be with each other. Okay? What happens sometimes, and this is what I would typically see in my office, is that when one person needs, the other person does not want. So when we veer away from two people wanting and one person needs sex, the other person reacts by not wanting sex. Or if one person veers away from wanting and does not want, the other person now needs. So what we're left with is that both people feel very out of control. Because where before everyone was engaging in sex because they wanted to connect, they want to have mutual pleasure, they want to be with one another, and it's sort of a win-win. Now we've gone away from that, where now we are locked in the situation where one person needs, and in response to that, the other person responds by not wanting. When one person then does not want, the other person gets locked into the needing. So it's not a healthy situation for somebody to feel like I need sex. So a lot of times people do feel that way. Sometimes it's unmet emotional need of a different need. It could be that they need physical affection. It could be that they need attachment, connection, intimacy, quality time, validation. These are other types of needs that somebody could be searching for. Sometimes they think they actually need sex, but most of the time it's not the sex that they need. It's some of these unmet emotional needs that they need, and they know that they can get those needs met with sex. Now, when that partner pursues the other partner from a place of need, like, hey, it's been 3 days, I need to have sex, the other person does not usually respond very well to that. They push away and they do not want. Because now the first partner feels very out of control, like, I can't satisfy my own needs, I need you to satisfy my needs. And now the other partner feels out of control as well, that I'm almost forced now. You're my hands are tied. I don't have control because you are saying you need something from me. So if you need something from me, then it doesn't become a choice any longer. I feel forced, because of the nature of this relationship being exclusive, perhaps. Now this person feels forced. Interestingly, both parties feel out of control, and both parties feel that the other person has the control. What we need to do in that circumstance is that both people need to come toward the middle. This person needs to realize that they are perhaps using sex to self-regulate. Maybe they use sex because they feel anxious, or they feel stressed out, or it manages some kind of emotional needs. This person needs to figure out other ways to manage themselves and their emotions, because they're not approaching sex through the right motivations. They're not approaching sex as a place of, hey, let's get together. Hey, wouldn't it be nice? I want to connect. I want to have mutual pleasure. They're not going at it with a want. They're approaching with a need. And this person needs to respond by converting their brain into, hey, This is something that I can enjoy for myself. This is something I can choose to engage in. This is a choice. This is something not forced upon me. This is something that there's something in this for me. So both people need to get out of their lock and get into the middle and into the want and away from the don't want and the need. So quickly we can get into this lock, and both parties need to work together to get into the want space. And that really takes both of them to move.